Transformers96 here with another top 10 list. This time it is my top 10 favorite movies of 2013. So here you go. So of course I'm not, a lot of these are going to be fanboy movies just purely because I'm a big fan of course, superheroes and stuff like that. So, of course, that's what it's going to be based off of. I tried to pick a few of these as actual, like, really good, well done movies, like directed and stuff. But then the rest of the time, it is a lot of fanboy. So a lot of the the like the number one, closer to number one, is a lot of fanboy stuff rather than actual, like, really good, well-made movies. So yeah, but I did try to throw in some movies that I really thought were really well made as well. So here you go. Just thought maybe you'd like to hear it. I'm not going to make a whole separate list for the worst movies of the year. I will just quickly at the end of this just kind of tell you which movies I would put in my worst movies of the year. And yeah, so first of all, let's start it off with number 10. And number 10, I put Prisoners. Now, this is one movie that I put in because I thought that it was a really well done movie. I really did enjoy it as much as you can enjoy a movie like this, I guess. Of course, it's a very not a great subject. It's about a kidnapping, but it's extremely well acted. It's intense throughout the whole movie. There's a mystery in the movie as well. I thought it was a really good movies. It's not an easy watch for sure. This isn't a feel-good movie to go watch, but as a movie, it is really great, well directed, well acted, and really kept you suspenseful the entire time. Also, might throw in some spoilers in this, so sorry if I do, but I'm not gonna try to what's the word? I'm gonna censor myself. There you go, with censors, with spoilers. I mean, so yeah. The only thing I didn't like about Prisoners was who actually took the kids. I thought that was a really it was like a cheesy thing, I just really didn't like that. So disappointed in that. But otherwise, it's a fantastic movie. Highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. It's a little hard to watch, but overall, it's a really good movie. Now, my number 9 spot goes to a movie. This is a movie that critics mostly didn't like, but I really liked. There are those kind of movies that you totally have different opinions than the critics. This is one of them, Oblivion. I really did like Oblivion, and a lot of people didn't like it. I don't know. I thought that it was just really good. The CGI in it was really great, and that's important for a sci-fi movie like that. It's a fun sci-fi movie with a great actor, Tom Cruise. I think we can all agree he's a fantastic actor. And I thought it was enjoyable. There was a mystery to it as well. I really, as you can probably tell, I like the movies where you don't quite know what's going to happen throughout it, and you're kind of like, trying to guess how this is going to turn out or whatever. I really do enjoy that type of thing. Oblivion really delivered it. Of course, some fantastic actors, Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman, and it was a really fun movie. There's a fantastic shot in it where this just like kind of drone is just going in and just like taking out the space, and the camera just follows the drone the entire time. I really did love it. I really liked the movie a whole lot, and I was disappointed to hear that critics, for the most part, weren't liking it too much. So that was disappointing, but I did love the movie overall. Now to the number 8th place, we have The Hunger Games, number 2. I did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed the first one. I'm certainly not a fanboy to Hunger Games or anything, but they're just really good movies. I think they're well written, they don't try to be Twilight. They really, try to have some good stories to them and everything. I did enjoy it. It left me wanting more, which is definitely something that you want the movie to do, and this did it. And overall, I thought it was a really good movie, and I did enjoy it. Number 7, we have The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. This is pretty low on the list for a Hobbit, considering I'm a pretty big Hobbit fan. The Hobbit movie, I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was fantastic. I thought the first one was better. And last year, I think that I did film a top 10 movies of 2012, but I never posted it. And I believe Hobbit got much higher on the list than The Hobbit 2 did on this list. Number 7, I almost considered putting it at number 8. It was a good movie. It's predictable. I made a review of this movie. Overall, I did like it, though. It's definitely a very enjoyable movie, and definitely deserves a spot on this list, but not a low spot or a lower spot, in my opinion. Number 6, we have Pacific Rim. This was guilty pleasure movie, I like to call it. It was fun to watch. Is it, a super well done movie or anything? No, not by any means, but I did enjoy it a lot. Fun to see big monsters fighting big robots, and they did it in a pretty modern way with some decent story to it. And overall, I did have a lot of fun with it, and it was very fun to watch, very fun to see, and very enjoyable in my opinion. But you definitely have to be the type of person that likes it. If you're not the type of person that just wants to watch some awesome but fairly mindless action, it's definitely not going to change your mind or anything. But if you do enjoy that sometimes, then this is definitely a good movie to watch. All right, so that was number 6. So number 5, we had Despicable Me 2. I enjoyed this movie so much. The only animated movie on the list. I thought that it was really fantastic. I really loved Despicable Me 1, and Despicable Me 2 was better in my opinion. It was really funny throughout it, and I'm talking, like actual funny, not just kid funny. I really did enjoy it, and it was a great time. So I really did like Despicable Me 2, very enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to the Minion movie, which comes out in December. So very great. I think that they definitely have a great franchise on their hands, that they're really going to do a lot with it. So overall, really did love the movie, of course. Now, number 4, we have Star Trek Into Darkness. Number 2, I really did enjoy this movie. Star Trek, I am, you would think that I'm a big Star Trek fan, but I'm just not. I don't know anything about Star Trek, really. I've never seen, I think I saw one of the old Star Trek movies, but that's about it. I don't have any nostalgia to it, and I don't really know any of the history. So I know that a lot of Star Trek fans, I think that they didn't like this movie too much, but just as somebody who enjoys a good, sci-fi movie and not just, I'm not big on Star Trek or anything, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great time. I really loved the first movie, and this second movie was just as good, if not better, than the first movie in my opinion. It's a lot of fun, and I really did love the Star Trek movie. Might have made a review of it, I can't remember, but really did love it, and I would hope that they do a third, but if they do, it won't be done by the same director most likely, so that would be disappointing. But overall, really did love this movie. I really enjoyed it, and I love the angles and the the looks of the screen when they show it. It's got that look to it, which I really love. So very much loved Star Trek Into Darkness. Now for number, what are we on, 3, we have the Wolverine. I really did enjoy this movie. I expected it to be lower on this list, but still make the list, of course, before I saw the movie, but I really did enjoy it. It's not the typical superhero movie, in my opinion. It's not very typical in that sense. It definitely, it feels a little bit more real and more gritty, and has a nice story to it and everything. This was fairly slow in a lot of places, but I thought that the dialogue and humor was really good to sustain those slow moments and still make them interesting. Overall, really did love the movie, and it was a great, nice Wolverine movie. Definitely not one that you want to watch over and over and over, but definitely just a great story for a superhero movie, so I really did like that. Now, number 1 and 2 were very hard to put in order. I'm sure that you can tell what either 1 and 2 are going to be, because of course I haven't said them yet. But number 2 I did put as Thor 2 in The Dark World. I did love the second Thor movie. I wasn't super excited for it because I thought that the trailer didn't look great, and as well as the other superhero movie of the year made by the same company, it was quite disappointing. I was a little worried. So to have another movie which had a trailer, I was really worried about it. It turned out to be really good. I really liked it. Had a lot of humor and comedy, but knew when to turn it off when they needed to, and had a nice, good villain. Had some great side characters like Loki and Heimdall or whatever. I really did enjoy the movie a whole lot. I did make a review of that movie if you'd like to watch it. Overall, it was a fantastic Thor 2 movie, and just what I wanted from Thor, and I was very happy with that. So now, number 1, the title goes to Superman, the Man of Steel. Really loved this movie. I was really looking forward to seeing it, and it really just blew me away. I loved it. It was totally the type of movie that I wanted. Some things that some people complained about was the killing and how much it was in there, and that it was just so overpopulated with the action, but I just loved that. It was just a great time for me. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed every second of it, every action sequence, and I loved the look. It was very dark. I really did like that. Just a super well done movie, in my opinion. Well done superhero movie, at least. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. A strong villain, a nice origin story, and just was as well done of a superhero movie that they could have done, in my opinion. And it was so refreshing to see a superhero movie with some great action, and not just somebody with strength versus somebody with knowledge. No, it was somebody with strength versus somebody with strength, which really made it entertaining and suspenseful and just out of this world, just quite epic, in my opinion. So I absolutely loved the Man of Steel. So that's Man of Steel, Thor 2, The Wolverine, Star Trek, Despicable Me 2, Pacific Rim, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, The Hunger Games 2, Oblivion, and Prisoners. That's my top 10 favorite movies of the year. I really did enjoy a lot of them. Of course, I enjoyed all of these, but I mean, I enjoyed a lot of movies this year. Definitely, this was a good year for movies, for sure. Some honorable mentions that almost made it to the list. We have Saving Mr. Banks, Rush, Red 2, Asylum, or El Asylum, however you say that. This Is the End, Silver Linings Playbook, and American Hustle. I did enjoy all of those extremely well. Rush and Mr. Banks were the two closest to making it into this top 10, just so you know. And then some movies that I really were disappointed this year by. Die Hard, what is it, like 5 or 6? I don't know. This is the only Die Hard movie I've seen, and I know for a lot of people it was a lot worse for them because they love Die Hard, the whole series and the whole bit, and this movie really didn't deliver for that series. But just as a movie itself, I really didn't like it too much. You know, it wasn't, I didn't like hate it because I had no connection to it, but I just didn't like it. It had a cheesy villain, the whole plot twist was just stupid, so I really did not like that Die Hard movie. R.I.P.D. That was pretty bad with some pretty bad graphics. CGI was pretty bad, and I like the two main actors, but it didn't work. It should have been pretty cool, like Men in Black, but it just turned out to be quite cheesy and not too good. Anchorman 2, I really didn't like this movie. I went into it thinking, this was going to be a really funny comedy, as long as I accept that this is going to be stupid comedy. They're not trying to make a movie that's serious here. And that's what I went into it at thinking, and it was actually even worse. They really, just the story was all over the place. There's like a whole segment of this movie where he is blind, and it's just ridiculous. There is no point of having that in this movie. I enjoyed the cameos tremendously. Thought that was fantastic. I thought a lot of humor was a little bit of a miss too. Some things that could have been really funny. They just they weren't too funny. But overall, even knowing that it was going to be a stupid movie, it just was all over the place. Really didn't like it. And probably my number one movie that I disliked the most this year was Host. I saw this movie and really hated it. Hated every minute of it. It's incredibly slow. The dialogue is so cheesy and stupid. So much so that I was in a pretty packed theater when I saw this, and I forgot what it was, but I remembered it at the time. But they're having like a serious moment or whatever, and somebody says something that's supposed to be serious, but it's just so cheesy and stupid that, we're all like laughing in our head about it. But one person actually burst out laughing, in the theater just because of how stupid this is, and because of that, the entire theater started laughing. It was hilarious that we could be, the entire theater is erupting over something that's supposed to be serious. I've never had that type of experience in a movie theater, and it was just hilarious that just everybody thought this movie was so dumb. A terrible movie, really hated it. I'm sure, you're wondering, what about Grown Ups 2 or The Smurfs or, all these other movies that were supposed to be horrible this year? I didn't see those. So of course, this is only movies that I did see, so I'm sure sure there would be a lot more horrible movies in this list if I saw all the movies, but I didn't. But I do see quite a few movies, so that's my top 10 favorite movies and a few of the movies that I disliked this year. So there you go. Tell me your guys' thoughts. Which one of these did you agree with me on? Which did you disagree with me on? And give me your top 10 or top least 10 favorite and worst movies of the year. I'd love to hear it, and thanks for watching.